Hello and welcome back to NCSY Pulse. We are the official podcast of NCSY, and it is a huge honor for me today to welcome with us Abby and Letizia from Great Neck, New York. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us on here.
It is absolutely my pleasure. Full disclosure, I was so excited. I was kind of like strolling through Instagram, and I see my good friend and friend of the show, Melinda Strauss, on this podcast, Fighting Antisemitism, and you two are the hosts. And I'm like, okay, I see two high school teens hosting a podcast, which, by the way, people don't realize how hard that is. It's like having a full-time job and nobody has like any idea what that means. And I see you guys doing it. I am absolutely blown away. So I want to hear the whole story. I want to hear why you got into podcasting, how you got into podcasting. Obviously, fighting anti-Semitism is something that's extremely important to you guys. So I want to hear a little bit about that. But before we get into this, so Abby, I understand that you're involved with JSU in your school, Great Neck South. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm the president of the club there.
You're the president. Okay, so you're the president of Great Neck South, JSU. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved and why Letizia refuses to come with you. No, I'm just kidding. Tell us about how you got involved in JSU.
Yeah, we go to different schools.
Oh, you go to different schools. Wait, Letizia, where do you go?
I go to Great Neck North. She goes to Great Neck South.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Abby, why don't you tell us a little bit about your JSU club, how you got involved, and how you became president?
Freshman year, we didn't really have a club. It was called HEC. It's still called HEC, Hebrew Culture Club.
Right.
I got involved sophomore year as I already started as vice president. I started a sophomore year as vice president. Yeah, sophomore year vice president. With a senior, we both ran the club. We increased membership to around, like, honestly, 40 people from like initially 3-4 people. But we weren't a chapter of JSU until this year. So we were a club of like Jews, but this year we officially were adopted into JSU from Aaron. Aaron Hekmati came and met with me. So this year I was co-president with one of my closest friends, Maytal. And yeah, I love doing it. It's so fun for me to meet so many people and meet all different types of Jews. And also I recently ran for a executive board position in New York, and now I'm the community involvement director and director of Chesed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow. So you're really rising up. So when you said you were like a rising senior, you really meant that you were rising up there. You guys are both a rising senior and a rising junior. And Letizia, how did you guys connect? Just from Great Neck or from somewhere else?
Yeah, so it's actually ironic. So I'd say, so it was last year on Instagram. Abby, I've been an activist for Israel, for Jews. I'm always posting on my story on my personal account. And Abby and I, we had mutual followers, so we connected. And then Abby she asked me to send her a video saying, I'm a Jew and I'm proud. And she was telling me that she had the idea of starting up this podcast, and we instantly connected. I'm like, wow, I love that. I'd love to take part in that. Mm-hmm. So long story short, we're now co-hosts together on this podcast.
Yeah. Hold on. You're telling me that you guys have not been like best friends?
We are best, like we are very close friends now. Like
now. But I'm saying like not like you. So when we first started talking and you guys were like, oh, I'll come on the show and we're coordinating. I'm like, oh, they obviously grew up together in Great Neck, have known each other their whole lives. And like, so how long have you guys been friends?
Like a year, yeah.
That's amazing because it sounds like when I talked to you before we started recording, it sounds like you guys have known each other since you were like 5 years old.
Oh my God, no. We've grown so close because of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we put so much effort and everything into this.
We do many things together.
Many things.
That is very, very cool. Wow. Amazing. Okay, great. And you guys know my good friend Aaron Hekmati, friend of the show, Aaron Hekmati from one of our early episodes, and one of my former NCSYers, who I'm very proud to see is continuing the journey, the tradition. Okay, so Letizia, you reached out to Abby, correct?
Yeah, so Abby reached out to me. She said, hey, can you please make a video saying I'm Jewish and I'm proud? So I did it.
I don't think it's the story. I think I actually texted her. I'm like, listen, you are so cool. You are so involved in the community. Let's be friends because we are so similar.
Oh, yeah, that is what happened.
That's what happened because we both had nonprofits. We both are nonprofits.
Wait, you both have nonprofit? Okay, tell me about that. What does that mean that you both have nonprofits?
So we both have charity organizations of our own. Hers is called Theo Impacts, and mine is called Cuddles for Courage. They're both community service charity organizations that we started. And as we connected on social media, we saw that we're actually very similar. We have very similar passions, and I'd like to say we're both very ambitious people. Yes. We're very outspoken about our opinions, about our passions. So Abby actually reached out to me. Now I remember. She reached out to me and we had like an hour-long phone call of just getting to know
No, it was actually we were sending voice messages back and forth to each other for an hour. Like they were really long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we connected, and then Abby, I remember this. I was in Greece, and Abby texted me, "Hey, let's make a podcast together." And then this is how Stand Proud Stand Jewish came to be.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this is amazing and totally not the direction that I thought things were going. So, okay, you met each other a year ago.
Yes.
And Abby, you're a senior, a rising senior.
Rising.
And Letizia, you're a rising junior.
Correct.
And you guys are already podcast hosts, and you have your own nonprofit organizations. So
I did. I kind of closed it. I don't.
Oh, you are. It's already closed.
It's in the past.
It's in the past already.
Wow. Okay. So what inspired this podcast? Like, what told you guys that this is a cause we need to get behind, but not just to get behind, we need to get out there, connect with other people, understand what's going on in terms of anti-Semitism, and as Rabbi Greenland from NCSY says, pro-Semitism, but making an impact for the good in the world for the Jewish people. How did that come to be? Like, what was it that pushed you guys to do that?
Yeah, so I know for a fact that when I say this, I can speak on behalf of both Abby and I. We both have so much to say, so much that we can defend, so much that we can promote. We just want an audience. And that's why we started this podcast, because we have so much to say. We really do, from the bottom of our hearts, want to combat anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, and we want to show the world. We want to convey truth, which is why Abby and I have both been working so closely and so hard to really make an impact, to really help spread the message.
Yeah. For me, it's actually pretty different. So I had a nonprofit. I wasn't necessarily passionate about the issue, but for this, I knew that I would work on this really diligently because I was passionate about it. So I knew that, okay, this is something I'm going to be passionate about. Let me do it because it'll be fun. And it's something that I know a lot about already.
Wow. Unbelievable. Abby, what was the nonprofit you mentioned that you used to have that closed down? How did that come to be?
So honestly, it was made for the wrong reasons. It was made because I wanted to put it on college apps, which I'm actually not even going to end up doing.
Yeah.
But
well, you have something much better now. Now you have a whole podcast you can put on there.
Yeah, true. I didn't make it to put on. This one I made for really good reasons.
Got it. And Letizia, how did yours get started?
Yeah, so my nonprofit organization, it was a funny story. So 2 friends of mine, they called me up and we worked together in school, and they said, "Hey, I think that I know you're involved with Key Club. Why don't we use your position and we can create a charity organization for ourselves?" So during COVID, my mom was a very active donor in the hospital. She would sponsor meals for the nurses in COVID units. And just overall, my mom was very involved with the hospital life.
Which hospital?
Them. It was the one here in Great Neck. I think it was Northwell Health, if I'm not mistaken.
North Shore, LIJ.
I think it was North Shore. So I said, you know what? Like, there's this one idea that I've seen other Key Clubs do, but our school hasn't done, and it was donating bears to children's hospitals. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't we do it ourselves? We can make a fundraiser ourselves and then combine it with the school. So that's exactly what we did. We have social media accounts. We started GoFundMe's, a website, and we've been fundraising ever since. And now coming up in September, we're collabing with Great Neck North High's Key Club, and we're having an event where we're packaging teddy bears, writing notes, and then delivering them to the Cohen's Children's Hospital.
That is really amazing. That's really amazing. You guys, I mean, this is more and more impressive as we go. I'm in awe that you guys are starting organizations, starting podcasts, and just kind of like, so many teens, I mean, forget teens, so many people have things they want to do, and then the next day they kind of forget about it. The fact that you guys are checking off the list: nonprofit, check. Like podcast, check. Close the nonprofit because we're kind of done with it. Check. Moving on to the next. Like it's amazing that what you guys are doing, collabing with Jewish celebrities and with hospitals. I mean, very, very, very impressive. So tell us about some of the guests you've had. I saw the Melinda Strauss episode, obviously. Yeah. Who else have you guys been talking to?
So we started with Sahar Tartak. That was her first episode. She's a student at Yale. She experienced one of like she firsthand experienced anti-Semitism, and she wrote about it in the Free Press. And I actually did research on that article. She in a protest, she got poked in the eye with a Palestinian flag. So we kind of interviewed her about that, and she's also very vocal. In Great Neck North, she was the valedictorian, and she's a very big part of the Great Neck Jewish community. So we did her. We also did Frances Queller. She's a CEO and founder of Queller Prep, which is a school tutoring company about for any subject you want. You want to tell about the other guests?
Yeah. So we had Eli Tzivos on our podcast. We have an episode with Shabbos Kestenbaum coming out soon.
We have to edit. We have not edited yet. We are dreading it because we hate editing, but we will.
Yeah. I'm going to help you. We're going to do this together. Don't worry.
We will. Who else? We had?
I interviewed Dan Kahn.
Oh yeah, she interviewed Dan Kahn.
So he is actually he's Muslim and he's a Jewish activist. And he's such a great guy. Honestly, it was such a good conversation with him.
He's very genuine.
He founded American Peace Committee, and he's done a lot for the Jewish community. So it was a really good conversation with him. Yeah.
And we have a few exciting podcast episodes coming up. I think including this one, we have 6 this week. 5 or 6. We have a lot.
Oh, I guess we do.
You're doing 6 pods this week?
Yeah, this week we're
busy. It's
this is a very busy week for us, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And how often do you publish your episodes?
So
honestly, it's sporadic for now.
Yeah, for now.
Well, if you do 6, you can keep them to once a week, and then you have your next 6 weeks covered. You're all set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this is incredible. Do you realize? I mean, this is not like a normal thing that I don't know what 17 and 16-year-old, something like that, right? That a 17-year-old and 16-year-old are just like, okay, not only do we start a podcast and have, one episode, which by itself is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you're like, yeah, we've had multiple episodes, and this week, I mean, no big deal, but we're only recording 6 episodes. That is amazing. I mean, when I do 1 or 2 episodes, my wife and my kids at home are rolling their eyes. They're like, okay, we can't bother you, and storm into your office and demand, whatever it is we need from you. And then it's, the editing, which I know is a whole song and a dance. But then you get to upload it and you get to see it. And you guys know this. There's kind of no feeling of once you see it up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, and you're like, something that I made is there, right? It exists. I created this, and no one can take that away. It's a pretty special feeling.
Also, something that definitely it's very satisfying is knowing that people listen. All these things that we have, all these emotions, these thoughts, these facts that we have bottled up in ourselves, we now have a platform where we can release them to. So people can listen to us. They can listen to facts. And that's the most rewarding part of it. It's that we want to be activists, and this is just the start of our career.
Wow. Very, very impressive. I should tell you guys now, Abby, do you know about the JSU President's Conference? I think it's in November. Yeah. So, okay, Letizia, you need to get involved in JSU. That's
Yeah.
You should really both go, but either way.
I have to go, actually. I have to.
I'm very good friends with the heads of JSU internationally.
Rabbi Sammy Aronson.
Oh, Sammy is a very good friend of mine. We both live in West Hempstead. I'm very near you guys. I live 20 minutes away from you. But I'm saying Sammy lives in my neighborhood. I don't even mean Sammy on Long Island. I mean the heads of JSU in the United States.
Oh, we don't know.
Are good friends of mine. And we should do something. I know that there's going to be something on podcasting at this conference. You guys should absolutely be part of it.
That would be great.
Meaning they asked me to come do something. You guys should 100% be part of it. Okay, I'm just making a note so I don't forget.
I have to, like, every board member on JSU has to be there, so I have to go. So I'll be there.
You'll sneak Letizia with you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are podcast hosts. We've just covered that you have nonprofits. You started a podcast. You closed nonprofits. You know, you're the head of Great Neck South JSU. Clearly, there's a very, very bright future for both of you in terms of being not just advocates for the Jewish people and for Israel, but leaders in the Jewish community. Where do you see this going? You know, I don't know if, you know, when you started it, if you thought, okay, we're just going to make a podcast for a couple months or a year or whatever, and we'll see where it goes. But, you know, where do you see this going? Do you see this as a nice hobby to be involved with for high school and then we go to college and that's it? Or is this something that's kind of struck a chord with you where you feel like, no, we're on a path to something much bigger down the road?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. So this is definitely something that I would want to continue beyond high school. I mean, this is a passion. It's not even just a hobby. It's something that a big part I want to dedicate my life to. I mean, the Jewish activism never ends. There will always be anti-Semitism in the world, and there needs to be people to combat that. And I think that it's so important that, yeah.
There's also, you can't really run out of people to interview. So
Yeah.
there's always like a bunch of people in this world. I even have like people my age who want to come on the podcast. I'm like, not yet. Let's wait a little bit. But you're not going to run out of people. So I think that, yeah, also a podcast is really, it's not that extremely difficult to run as compared to other things as full-blown nonprofits.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot. I would love to run this in college.
Well, I will tell you guys one thing. When I first started doing a podcast, one of my friends said to me, you know, anybody can make a podcast. And I said, that's true. Anybody can make a podcast. But you're forgetting one thing. He said, what's that? I said, I did. And you didn't. So there you go. Anybody can make a podcast. That's true. But you guys did. And you're doing it. And everybody else, they're not. So this is something very, very special. Like you said, you're not going to run out of guests. Unfortunately, anti-Semitism is not going away anytime soon. But it's really incredible that there is a path forward and that you see this potentially growing and that there's plans to continue in the future, which is really, really amazing. Especially since you guys obviously have known each other since you were like 3 years old. That's really, really, really special. I'm still blown away. I can't believe that you're like, oh yeah, we became like friends a year ago and then now we're best friends and we run a podcast and we do all these things. I think that's like really blowing my mind. All right, let me ask you this. So it's funny because now that you're the hosts of your podcast, so you're the experts, right? You guys are now the experts. What would you tell other students who are looking for ways to stand up for Israel, to advocate for the Jewish people, to stand against anti-Semitism? So what would you tell them?
I would tell them that you don't need to start a podcast. You don't need to be an activist on social media. The smallest thing you can do is wear your Magen David and be proud. Walking in the street and showing your Jewish star necklace, or walking in the street wearing a kippah, that will inspire other people, and that creates a sort of domino effect, a ripple effect. You will inspire more people to be proud and not to conceal.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's talking to your friends who don't really know much about the topic. I think that for me, I have friends all over who are not Jewish, some of them, and I really educated them on the topic because previously they posted things that they didn't think was anti-Semitic, but I educated them, and I think that it's really important for people who have friends all over to educate others too.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It is really critical to be educating. Let me ask you this. Have you guys experienced anti-Semitism at school or in your community yourselves?
Yeah, I actually did. So it was a bit, I remember I will probably never forget this moment because it was very like confrontational, but so I was on a Model Congress conference with my school, and I remember this so vividly because it was a Friday night. I was there. I didn't have my phone on me. I wasn't able to talk to my mom, and it was a conference. So I went there, no phone, no devices. I was there with my friend. We were there if you guys don't know how Model Congress works, someone goes, presents a bill, and you debate it. So
Right.
this was before the whole Model Congress, like session started, and we were sitting there, and this one boy walks up to us, and I can see he's wearing a necklace that has Arabic writing in it, and so we engaged in a conversation. He asked us where we're from. I personally am a Sephardic Jew. I'm half Persian, half Turkish. So my family is a bit Middle Eastern. So we started talking, and he said that he was from Yemen. He grew up there, and his cousin was a Hezbollah agent. And at that moment, I knew, like, this conversation, I probably shouldn't tell him that I'm Jewish.
Wow.
So we were talking, and then my friend, I think it's great to be proud and to be Jewish and, to be proud, but I also think that you also should know, like, a time and a place when to say what.
Right.
And she said that she was Israeli, and that automatically the conversation went south. He started debating with us. We started talking about October 7th clearly, and me being myself, if he's gonna be saying that his cousin's a Hezbollah agent, this, he's saying things that just aren't true, I'm gonna debunk it. I mean, he's there, he's in front of me, I might as well spread the truth. The best thing is to remain calm, so that's what I did. I remained calm, I stayed to the facts. And he was just repeating, blatant, like, anti-Semitic rhetoric, saying that October 7th was justified, the women that were raped were justified. He was basically saying every anti-Semitic thing that was associated with anti-Zionism and with October 7th, he was directly saying it to my face. And me being myself, I was fighting it. I was not arguing, I was presenting fact. I was trying to persuade him, but realistically, he didn't really want to hear another opinion. So the conversation just went south until I realized that I couldn't really talk to him, I couldn't really change his mind, and that in that moment, this podcast was already established at the time. This was December of 2024. In that moment, I truly realized that, the importance of having this podcast, that there are people out there who have false facts in their heads, and that, changing people's minds won't be that easy, but it's important to try, so.
Wow. I mean, so well said. And it's funny, you guys, you speak like you're polished, prepared, like expert podcast hosts. Really, it's really something to be very, very proud of. Your podcast is the Stand Proud, Stand Jewish podcast.
Yes.
Tell us, where can people find you on Instagram? Where can people find you to listen to the show?
So we can be found on Instagram and also on Spotify. We are going to start YouTube soon, as well as Apple Podcast. But yeah, that's where we can be found now.
Excellent. Any last messages that you want to send to people who are listening to the show, whether they're adults or other teens who are saying, wow, like, I could do this. I could be just like them. These are people that I could actually, you guys are role models. I'm saying easily attainable role models. Not that what you're doing is easy, but, you're the same age as so many of the high school kids that NCSY and JSU works with. What would give us one last message to give to high school teens who don't even know where to start?
So I would say, starting, you don't really have to, as I said, you don't have to make a podcast. You don't have to be so outspoken. Just be proud, remain calm, and show the world that you're on the right side of history. Because at the end of the day, what's happening right now will be in the history books, and you want to tell the world that you stood on the right side, and you want to prevent any further massacres from happening. You must stand proud in order for there to be a change. Because if you don't stand proud, if you remain silent, moments like the Holocaust will happen again. So, if you're deciding, should I wear my Magen David, should I wear my kippah, wear it. Because you wearing it will inspire other people, and that will create a profound effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say just ask questions, talk to people, because maybe you may not have an opinion on anything, you don't know much, but like talk to different types of people, see what they think, and then from there you can really also talk to people who have went through what you're researching and what you're really looking for. So, and that way you can really discover, okay, now I'm aware about anti-Semitism and what it really means.
Fantastic. All right. Well, if you want to find out more about the Stand Proud, Stand Jewish podcast, you can find them on Instagram, as their host just told us, at Stand Proud, Stand Jewish. Look for them on Spotify, hopefully soon on Apple Podcasts. You guys have been really awesome. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
It is my pleasure. This has been NCSY Pulse with John Ackerman. You can find us on Instagram at NCSY Pulse, on YouTube at NCSY Pulse, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll talk to you soon.